Live inside the United Center, the building is buzzing. The Blackhawks have won 2 of the last 5 Stanley Cup finals, but the reason why some fans are spending more than $4,000 for a view like this is to try to see the Hawks win the Stanley Cup at home. That's something that Chicago has not done since before World War II started. The Hawks are 1 win away from finishing off the Lightning in 6 games. Chicago is a stunning 9-0 under Joel Quenneville in this situation. With that in mind, it's hard not to dream of winning the first cup at home in 77 years, but the Hawks are doing everything they can to stay focused.
I think we got the same preparation going into it.
The Blackhawks are 1 win away from glory, 1 win from a championship and a dynasty. Of course, they wouldn't be 1 win away without the Rockford IceHogs. 12 former IceHogs have played on the playoff roster, 5 of them who played on the IceHogs this year. So who better to talk about the IceHogs' impact than Rockford's general manager, Mark Bernard, who joins me now. And Mark, as they get going for Game 6, a lot of these players are having their breakouts. Chief among them, Teuvo Teravainen, a guy who spent the first half of the year in Rockford. How quickly has he developed into the superstar that we're all seeing now?
Well, he's developed at an extremely fast pace.
The first standing room only fans started camping out at 10 in the morning to get the best seat possible as the Blackhawks try for history here at the United Center. And they win it with the help of the IceHogs. 12 Rockford grads made an appearance in the playoffs, 8 of them playing in this game, including Corey Crawford, who was phenomenal as the Blackhawks hoist their 3rd Stanley Cup in 6 years. After starting the season in Rockford, Teuvo Teravainen exploded in the playoffs with more points in the postseason than he had in the regular season in Chicago, and he joins me now. Teuvo, from the start of this season in Rockford to the end of this season holding the Stanley Cup, what has this year been like for you? Growing up, watching players hoisting the Stanley Cup over their heads all these years, what was it like for you to be that player?
It's unbelievable. Always dreaming about this kind of moment, this kind of day.
Teuvo Teravainen, one of the many IceHogs whose name will be on the Stanley Cup, one of the few whose name will be on for the first time, winning it in his rookie season. Back to you, Zach. Scott Darling, another one of the former IceHogs who played on this year's team, who's able to hoist the cup after the Stanley Cup championship for the Blackhawks. And Scott, it was such a long and unique road for you to get to this point. What is this moment like for you?
It's incredible, you know.
Your time in Rockford with Antti Ranta, with Michael Layton, Ted Dent, and the rest of the coaching staff, how important was that to get you to this?
Oh, it was amazing, you know.
You heard Scott Darling thank some of the goalie coaches in Rockford. They have to be about as happy as can be. All the goalies on the Blackhawks playoff roster at one point or another spent time in Rockford.